Hey guys, our fan. Today we're going to do the next storybook story adventures. Let's see, we've already read Arthur and the True Friend scene. It was a really good book. So which one you want to pick next? Oh, I think this one, like the Backyardigans and the Beanstalk. This is Backyardigan and the Beanstalk. There's main four characters. Since they're bedowed in season 1 in Pirate Treasure, and this one, Tasha is not appear in the cover, so which it appears in the story. So let's start the story. It was a beautiful spring day. Taro and Pablo were planting a garden. Do you have beans, Garden Tyrone? Asked Garden Pablo. Right here, Taro replied. And I have my super grow fertilizer. Does that stuff really work? Garden Pablo asked. I don't know. I never used it before, answered Garden Tyrone. As he finished sprinkling his fertilizer, gardeners Iniqua and Austin came over to watch. Suddenly, a beanstalk zoomed out of the ground. As it grew, the stalk thickened and spurted the leaves, beans, and curling vines. Soon it reaches the clouds, high over the gardener's heads. Wow, said Gardener Tyrone, staring at his water can. This stuff works better than I thought. Come on, said Gardener Niqua. Let's climb the beanstalk and see where it leads. Up, up, up they climbed. As they climbed, they reached the cloud. The beanstalk came nearer and nearer. It began to bend sway. Help, yelled Gardener Pablo as he lost his footing. Gardener Tyrone climbed to the top first. He lay down and leaned over, reaching out. Grab hold of my hand, said Gardener Tyrone. He heaved his friends to safety one by one. It looks like we're in someone's garden, Gardener Niqua said. Looking around, a big royal garden, an enormous castle loomed in front of them. I wonder who lives there, amused Gardener Niqua. I hope it's not began Gardener Pablo, but he was interrupted by thunderous footsteps. Someone was approaching. Fee, fi, fo farmers, they heard. I heard the smell of your gardeners. Just as Gardener Pablo was whispering, hide, to the others. Some giant black rocks bounced along the ground, causing the gardeners to slip and slide. Watch out for those black rocks, Gardener Tyrone hissed. Those aren't rocks, Gardener Niqua said, her eyes wide. It's a giant pepper. Run! The four friends ran as fast as they could, but the giant pepper smelled so strong that the friends had to stop and sneeze. Achoo! Gardeners Austin and Tyrone blew themselves to the ground. The gardeners blinked up at the giant, who stood looking down at them. Are you going to eat us? Asked Gardener Pablo. Oh, for goodness sake, the giant scoffed. Don't be ridiculous. I just need more pepper to make this bowl of mush taste better. I am sure sick of eating mush, though. Maybe you should try growing some fresh vegetables, suggests Gardener Niqua. They taste a lot better than mush. The giant looked interested. Show me how to grow them, she demanded. The least she could do is say please, muttered Garden Pablo to Garden Tyrone. They showed the giant how to plant a vegetable garden. They dug, planted, watered, weeded, and used the magic super grow fertilizer. The plants grew quickly. The giant watched them. Gardening looks like hard work, she said with a loud yawn. Then her eyelids fluttered and she began to snore. She made us do all the work, grumbled Austin in a low whisper. And she never even said please or thank you, added Gardener Tyrone. Let's get out of here, said Gardener Pablo. But how? We can't reach the latch of a gate. Gardener Niqua pointed out. I have an idea. That might work, whispered Gardener Tyrone. He walked over to the giant tomato plant and gestured to Gardener Austin to climb over it. Then he pulled out the plant back and let go. Gardener Austin sailed over the fence and landed to the safely other side. Next went Gardener Pablo, then Gardener Niqua. The three friends stood on the other side of the fence, staring through the slats of the Gardener Tyrone, who remained on the inside. Wait, how are you going to get out of here? Asked Gardener Pablo. Luckily, Gardener Tyrone had another idea. With all his strength, he pulled a long carrot out of the giant's garden. With a running start, he planted one end of a carrot in the ground, and then pulled over the fence, landing splat on the several tomatoes. Yuck, said Gardener Tyrone, brushing mushy tomato off his clothes. The giant heard the noise. Her eyelids fluttered open. Run for it, yelled Gardener Niqua. Hi. They reached to the beanstalk and quickly climbed all the way back to the ground. But then they heard the giant trumping after them. She's coming, she's coming. What do we do? What do we do? Said Gardener Pablo nervously, squeezing his eyes closed. Calm down, said a voice his head. Pablo opened one eye and looked up. It was a giant. I was only coming to say sorry, said the giant. I never said thank you for your planting the garden for me, and the fresh vegetables are much better than much. Well, you're welcome, says Gardener Niqua with a smile. Happy to the garden for you. That's what gardeners do, you know. Suddenly, someone's stomach rumbled. All this gardening make me hungry, said Tyrone. Giant Tasha smiled. Then you know what it's time for? A giant snack, the gardeners cheered. Well, thanks for watching, and this one that we finished the Arthur and the True Francine and the Backyardigans and the Beanstalk. Please subscribe and like this video, and we're going to read the last storybook, Agent Secret.